Hi, everyone. Welcome to this week's Tony's Tips. Thanks for tuning in. Hope to give you some encouragement and some inspiration on your health journey and just help you get the big picture, to keep working on that and to understand that we have to look towards what pulls us to better health rather than what we're afraid of. I want to ask you a couple things. What are some of the things that you don't like about being overweight? And sometimes we just have to visit the negative. I think we actually do that way too often. But I want you to make a list. Just name three right now. Three things about being overweight that are discouraging to you. And it's all relative. Everybody's in a different place, but wherever you're at, what are your three things that come to mind right now? And then I want you to think about what are three things or how will your life be different when you get to your goal? What are the things that motivate you to go, man, when I get to my goal or even close to my goal, when I'm at a healthy weight, here are the ways my life is going to be different. So I just want you to just take a second and ask, just write, even out loud, say to yourself right now, what will be different about your life when you get to the goal, the place that you want to be? I've had people say, had some ladies just say, I love wearing cute clothes. That was one of the things for Brenda. She just felt like everything was so frumpy. Others said, I just want to be able to get down and play with my grandkids on the floor and get back up. Others have said, I just want to be around a long time to be with my family and those that I love. And I want you just to keep focusing on the things that you want and the reasons why you're moving in a positive direction for your health. And gang, we're not perfect. We're going to go forward and we're going to go backwards. And this is a journey for the rest of our lives. There's no getting around it. We've got to eat every day for the rest of our lives. We don't just, hit our goals and say, wow, that's great, I never have to eat again. It's going to be a challenge, but that's why we want to keep working on the internal things and learning where our real inspiration and motivation comes from, what we really want. I'm thinking about a story that, the true story of one of my clients years ago said, this is just hard. Losing weight is hard. Changing my lifestyle is hard. I've been the same way for so many years. And I just said, is it hard being overweight? And she said, yeah, it really is. And I said, and is it hard getting healthy? And she said, it really is. And I said, I think you just need to choose your hard, because we can't have it both ways. And I know that's easier said than done. And I don't say that lightly or tritely. It's hard. This is hard. This isn't for those of us that struggle with food. Now, all of us know people who have no struggle with food whatsoever, right? Don't we just love them to pieces? It drives me crazy. Just like, man, one, you can eat whatever you want, and it seems like whenever you want, and you don't have any weight issues. And we don't see their whole life, so we don't know how they eat all the time, but they're just not foodies. And for those of us who are we not thinking about the next meal? Are we not thinking about the next yum we're going to have? I mean, sometimes I'm barely finished with lunch and I'm already thinking, what are we having for dinner? Because I'm terrible. But it's a matter of exercising moderation. It's exercising discipline and self-control, not easy things. And I just want to remind you that if we just do a diet, if we just shoot for the number on the scale, I'm just going to grin and bear it and I'm going to suffer through it and I'm going to get this weight off. It's just a matter of time and we're going to gain it all back. 85% of Americans that lose weight gain it all back. And then some. I always say with interest. They bring their friends. We've got to go deeper and say, I'm not just doing a diet. I'm working on internal change and growth. It's the heart work that's the hard work. So that we're really changing who we are inside and that we're getting this different. We have to be different up here or we're just going to go back and do the same things. Folks, I've done it. Even as a health coach, I've done it. And I don't like it. I don't like where I end up. And so I get back on program. And I don't like that either. I'm just thankful that we have something that works that we can go back to and revisit portion control, revisit discipline and why we want to be healthy. But having a tool to take that weight off, I love that. And I don't mind. There are times I'm embarrassed, but I just go, you know what? I'd rather be transparent and say, yeah, I eat too much sometimes. And I go back on program sometimes. And usually at least once a year and sometimes more because I don't want to let it get out of control. And the last time I did, and that was so frustrating. And so this time it's like, no, I'm not going back there ever again. I've made that resolve, but it also doesn't mean that it's easy to jump back on program. And so what I'm doing now is just totally exercising moderation. And I'm staying true to myself with smaller portions about 90% of the time, not always the perfect choices. And of course, I'm in maintenance, not on program. When I'm on program, I'm all in because I want to burn fat. Talked to somebody a couple days ago, and folks, this really is a black and white program. You're either in fat burning or you're not. If you're following the plan, to its specifics, you're going to be in fat burning, you're going to feel great, you're going to make progress, you're not going to be hungry most of the time, and you're going to be getting results and progress. If you get out of fat burning, you get hungry, you don't have the energy that the program, that your body gives you when you're on program and in fat burning. So it's really black and white, and it's something that we have to go, okay, what do I want? We have the holidays coming up. I'll be talking about that more next week, but start thinking now, am I going to stick to this right through program? I'm going to continue healthy eating, because I know some of you that are watching this are in maintenance. But you have to decide ahead of time. You can't wake up Thanksgiving morning or when dinner's being served and say, oh, okay, I'm going to throw in the towel for the next few hours or the rest of this day or the weekend. It's something we really need to process ahead of time and decide what do we want. So we'll talk about that more next week. Meanwhile, thanks to those of you that have checked in, and those of you that haven't, I would love to hear from you. And I appreciate you tuning in. God bless. Bye-bye.